So in the previous class, we have started with the combined effects of self-weight, wind load and temperature on a chimney. So we find the stresses due to the combined effects of these effects. So let us just recapitulate things we have covered in the last lecture. So in the previous class, we have started with the combined effects of self-weight, wind load and temperature. The first case we have considered wind acting on the leeward side. Means suppose you have a chimney. Let us consider straight one. This is the chimney wall on one side and this on the other side. So we are considering some portion of the chimney. Now the wind load is acting. Okay. For this part is the windward side. It is actually like this. The chimney is like this. Okay. We are considering only some portion of the chimney. So this is windward side. This is leeward side. We have considered this case leeward side. Okay. Now in leeward side, it will see the stress diagram due to the wind load. This will be under compression. So there will be uniform compression on this leg or on these walls of the chimney, whereas on this side it will be in tension. And as you know, the concrete will not take tension. The tension will be taken by the reinforcement provided in the steel, in the wall. So here, this is the stress in the steel, and this is what sigma C1 we have uniform stress due to the self-weight and the wind. So this case we have discussed. Now today we will discuss this case when the windward side. Okay, and this face is the outer face for the leeward side. So this is the outer face. This was the inner side. Now for this case, which we for windward side, which we are going to discuss today, this will be the outer side and this will be the inner side. And here the this will be in tension and the concrete will not take tension. Tension will be taken by the steel only, and the stress in the steel will be sigma S. So that is the difference between the windward and leeward side. So here this diagram will change. Okay. So instead of this uniform stress, there will be stress at the level of the steel only. So let us discuss the leeward case. Recapitulate the case we have discussed last time. So in the leeward side, let sigma C1 be the uniform stress due to the self-weight and wind load at the middle of the concrete shell. So this is the uniform stress, this one which we have discussed. And sigma C be the compressive stress on the inner side due to temperature. Now due to temperature, there will be a temperature difference on the inner face and outer face. So let sigma c be the compressive stress on the inner side. That means if you see the wall, chimney wall, so this is the inner side for the leeward side. That means this is, so here there will be compressive stress because the temperature is more over there, and sigma s be the tensile stress on the outer side. So on the outer side, this is the sigma s is the tensile stress. So the stress distribution for temperature stress variation is this. Now from the this temperature stress diagram, using geometry of triangle, you can find sigma s is equals to m times sigma c times a minus k by k. Just you apply the triangle rule, that is this side is this side upon this side is proportional to this side upon this side. So sigma c by k times dc is proportional to sigma s by m uh, divided by a minus k times tc, where tc is the thickness of the wall and a times tc is the distance of the steel from the inner side, and k times tc is the distance of the neutral axis from the inner side. Now the equilibrium of forces in vertical direction, if you take the equilibrium, then sigma c1, that is from the this diagram, sigma c1 times tc plus m minus 1 times sigma c1 times ts, that is due to the uniform stress, that is compressive. So all these are compressive. Then this one is compressive, and this will be tensile. So plus 1 by 2 k times tc sigma c minus ts times sigma s. Now taking P equals to percentage of the steel in the section, you will get Ts equals to P times Tc, and you substitute this, you will get sigma C is equals to sigma C1 1 plus m minus 1 P whole divided by P2 minus MP A minus K by K. Okay, and sigma S we have already obtained from triangle, from the geometry of triangle, from geometry of triangle, that is temperature stress diagram. Then we assume, let us say epsilon be the final strain due to the combined effects of self-weight, wind load and temperature. So the change in stress on the inner side will be equal to sigma c, that is the compressive stress due to temperature, minus sigma c1, that is the uniform stress. So and the additional compressive strain on the inner side will be alpha t minus epsilon, where alpha t is the free expansion and epsilon is the final strain. So you can equate this stress to strain from the relationship between stress and strain. So this is the stress, sigma c minus sigma c1 divided by ec. So it will be we know that this sigma by E is equals to epsilon. So this is means stress upon Young's modulus will give you strain. So this is the strain. So from this you can find, you can convert this in form of epsilon. So epsilon will be equals to alpha t minus sigma c1 by EC. Similarly for the steel, the change in stress in steel will be m sigma c1, which is the equivalent stress in steel due to uniform stress, plus sigma s. Then the tensile strain in steel will be epsilon, that is the final strain, minus alpha 1 minus A times T. 1 minus A times T is the temperature at the level of the steel. So again you equate this strain due to stress from this additional strain and due to stress. So you will get an equation in form of epsilon. You equate these two equations. Okay, so equating these two, you will get sigma c is equals to EC alpha AT by A minus K by K plus 1, that is expression 6. Now uh, substituting this equation 6 in equation 2, which is this, so you will get this relation sigma c1 times 1 plus m minus 1p divided by t square by 2 minus mp into a minus k equals to ec alpha t. So from these you can get the value of k. Okay, this is a quadratic equation. You can obtain the value of k from this and substitute the value of k in equation 2 and 3, this, so you will get sigma c and sigma s. Okay, so this was the case for the leeward side. Now let us discuss for the windward side. So here on windward side, the concrete shell is in tension. Is in tension due to the self weight and wind load. So there is no compressive stress, but there will be tensile stress in steel. Okay, let sigma s1 be the tensile stress in steel due to self weight and wind load. Sigma s and sigma c same as earlier. Sigma s is the tensile is the sigma s, and is equals to the tensile stress in steel due to temperature effect, and sigma c is the compressive stress due to a compressive stress in concrete shell in concrete shell due to temperature effects. So let us draw this section. this time this will be the outer face, and this will be the inner side. And wind is acting on the windward side. Steel will be on the near the outer side. Okay, so now we draw the stress diagram due to combined wind and sulfate. Now here only stress we have, that is corresponding to the reinforcement, that will be sigma s1, okay, and the distance of the reinforcement from the inner face is k times Tc, same as earlier, and the distance of the neutral axis from the inner face no, this is A times KT, case Tc, this is K times Tc, and this is A times Tc, where A is some fraction of Tc. So this is the combined stress due to sulfate and wind load on windward side. And the stress distribution due to this is sigma s by n, this is sigma c, this distance is k times Tc, this distance will be A minus K times Tc, because this is A times Tc, this is K times Tc, so this will be A minus K times Tc. Now so equilibrium of vertical forces will give sigma S1 times Ts equal to sigma S times Ts minus 1 by 2 K times Tc times sigma C. Okay, so from this you can get sigma C is equals to m times. Now from this stress diagram, this is the stress diagram due to temperature variation. So from temperature stress diagram, temperature stress diagram using geometry of triangle, you will have sigma C, we have sigma C by K times Tc, sigma C by K times Tc is proportional to sigma S by M divided by A minus K times Tc. So from this you will get a relation sigma C is equals to sigma S is equals to M times sigma C, this Tc gets cancelled, times A minus K by K, same as earlier. This we have obtained in earlier case also. So we are writing here sigma S is equal to M times sigma C A minus K by K. Now taking Ts is equals to P times, or let us assume assuming P is equals to percentage of steel in the section. So this implies Ts is equals to P times Tc. This is analogous to our case AC AS, area of steel, is equals to P times C, and we are considering 1 meter width, so it will be proportional. So if mark this as number 1, so 1 implies sigma S1 times P times Tc, we are substituting this here, then sigma S times P times Tc, and we can also substitute sigma, this sigma S is M times sigma C A minus K by K times P times Tc. Okay, this is one term which is from number 2. Let us say this is 3. So from 2 and 3 minus 1 by 2 K times Tc times sigma c. Now here all the terms are in Tc, so you can cancel out Tc, Tc, Tc. Okay. So you will have P times sigma S1 equals to so P times sigma S will be equal to, you can take sigma C as common here. So sigma C into, here it will be M P, this P is here taken here, so A minus K by K, okay, minus 1 by 2 K, or simply K by 2 you can write. So from this we can write sigma C is equals to P times sigma S1 divided by MP A minus K by K minus K by 2. Okay. So similar expression we obtained in the earlier case in slightly different with slightly different terms. So let us say this is equation number 4. And we already have sigma S. Sigma S is sigma M times sigma C, M times sigma C A minus K by K. Okay. This is our equation number. Already we have.
Hello sir.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, screen नहीं दिख रहा है sir.
Okay. Now visible?
No sir.
Okay. So what we have done? We have cancelled the terms containing T. Then
नहीं दिख रहा है sir. Yes sir, now visible.
Okay, so we cancel the terms containing TC, terms TC on both the sides. So we'll have P times TS sigma S1 equals to sigma C MP A minus K by K minus K by 2. So you can express this in terms of sigma C. So sigma C is equals to P by sigma S1 whole divided by MP A minus K by K minus K by 2. And we already have sigma S is equals to M times sigma C. Now here we don't know this term K. So we have to formulate an equation for K, and once we have the value of K, we back substitute the value of K here, we will get the stress in compressive stress as well as tensile stress. This is the same thing we have done in the lever case also. So these were the two cases. Here also we had two two expressions of sigma c and sigma s, where sigma s is same for both the cases, but only difference in sigma c. But here we have k, so we have to find this k value. So for that, uh, we have to obtain one more formula to find the k. So let us say epsilon be the final strain due to due to combined effects of self-weight, wind load and temperature. Then uh, we have the change in stress in concrete on inner side. So this change will be equal to sigma s1 plus sigma c change in strain in concrete. This will be change in strain will be sigma s1 by es and ec. Now this is compared with the additional strain, additional compressive strain on the inner side, which is alpha T minus epsilon. So additional strain on inner side is equals to alpha T. Alpha T is the pre-expansion minus epsilon. Now equating these two, you will get sigma S1 by ES plus sigma C by EC equals to alpha T minus epsilon. We express this in epsilon, so epsilon will be equal to sigma alpha T minus this term sigma S1 by ES plus sigma C by EC Okay, mark this as number 5. This is from 2. Similarly, we find the change in strain in steel on outer side. That will be equal to sigma S minus sigma S1 by ES. Okay. From the stress diagram, this sigma S minus sigma S minus sigma S1. See, This will be in downward direction. So and the additional strain in steel additional strain in steel on outer side will be equal to epsilon minus alpha times 1 minus a times t. Okay, this is same as earlier. This one, additional tensile strain in steel will be epsilon minus alpha times a minus t, where epsilon is the final strain and 1 minus a times t is the temperature corresponding to the level of the reinforcement. So this is see, the temperature variation on the inner face, on the inner side is maximum and minimum here. So if the temperature variation, if we draw, the temperature will be maximum here and 0 here. So corresponding to this level, the temperature will be not this. This is corresponding to this level, the level of the reinforcement. So corresponding to this level, which is the level of this reinforcement, this. Okay. So the temperature here will be a 1 minus a times t, because this distance is a times tc and the total distance is tc. So in tc distance, the temperature difference is T. So in A times Tc, it will be 1 minus A times T. So this is the temperature corresponding to the level of the steel. So we multiply with the coefficient of thermal expansion. So you will get this due to temperature strain due to temperature variation, and this is the final strain. So from these two, you have sigma s minus sigma s1 by Es equals to epsilon minus alpha times 1 minus a times t. So again you get an expression in form of epsilon, which is equals to sigma s minus sigma s1 divided by Es. This goes on the right side, so it will be plus alpha times 1 minus a times t. Okay, let this be equation number 6. Now equating 5 and 6, we get epsilon equals to alpha t minus sigma s1 by Es m times sigma s. Okay, there is a, this has to be m times modular ratio, because we have to convert this into equivalent concrete. So this is m times Es. Okay. M times Es. M times Es plus sigma c by Ec equal to this this stress, that is sigma s minus sigma s1 divided by es plus alpha times 1 minus a times t, means we are equating this 5 and 6. So here this alpha t and this alpha t, first term of this cancels out. Okay, so we will have minus sigma s1 by m es plus sigma c by ec equal to sigma s minus sigma s1 by es plus minus alpha times a times t, because this we can write alpha t minus alpha a t. We can expand this, we will get this. So but this alpha t gets cancelled out. Okay, now here we have sigma s1 term, so we can write this as alpha at equals to, we take it on to the left, so this will be sigma s minus sigma s1 by es plus sigma s1 by m times es plus sigma c by ec. Wait a minute. This is m times ec. Okay, wait a minute. This is actually es, and we are converting this es into m times ec. So this will be ec. This will be ec, because es is equals to m times ec. We know modular ratio is es by ec, so we can write this as es is equals to m times ec. So this will be m times ec, so this will be ec. Wait a minute. And this we can also convert this into m times ec, because es can be replaced by m times ec. So this can also be replaced by m times ec, m times ec, m times ec. So this term m times ec, this term gets cancelled out. So we have sigma s by m times ec plus sigma c by ec. So this is alpha at equal to sigma s by m times ec plus sigma c by ec. This is what we get. let us just check it. This is sigma S1 by Es plus sigma C by Es, that is correct. Then we are converting this here because M equals to Es by Ec. So we are converting this Es to M times Ec. Okay, this is okay. Then this by Es. These are both are stress related to steel. That is why it is divided by Es. Here this is related to steel, so it is divided by Young's modulus of steel, and this is the stress in concrete, so this is divided by Young's modulus of concrete. So then we are again replacing this Es with M times Ec. Okay, so finally you will get this alpha At equals to sigma S by M times Ec plus sigma C by Ec. And we also know from equation 2 we know that sigma S is equals to M times sigma C times A minus K by K. We substitute here, let us say this is equation number 7. So substitute here, so 7 implies alpha At equals to sigma S is M sigma C divided by M Ec times A minus K by K plus sigma C by Ec. Now this MM gets cancelled. Now you have both the terms in terms of sigma C. So taking sigma C as common, sigma C by Ec as common, you will have A minus K by K plus 1. Okay. So this will be equal to sigma C by Ec times A, because if you take this A on the right side, A by K, it will be A by K. Okay, so finally you have alpha At is equals to sigma C A by Ec times K. So this AA gets cancelled out. So this implies you can write K. You can find K here. So K will be equal to sigma C by Ec A T. Okay, you can find this way, or you can express this in sigma C in terms of sigma C. So sigma C will be equal to alpha, we have cancelled A, this is alpha, not okay, AA will cancel out. So alpha T K times Ec. Mark this as number 8. Now you have sigma C in terms of K, and you have another expression of sigma C in terms of K. You equate 4 and 8, you will get a quadratic equation of in terms of K. Solve that. Equating 4 and 8, you will get alpha T K Ec equals to this P times sigma S1 divided by MP A minus K by K minus K by 2. P times sigma S1 divided by MP, or simply you can do one thing, you substitute the value of K in equation number 4. The K value obtained, the expression of K obtained here, you substitute in equation 4, you will get same quadratic equation. A minus K by K minus K by 2. So sir. Okay. So you will get P times sigma S1 divided by MP into A minus K minus K square by 2 equals to alpha T Pc, because this K gets cancelled out. Okay, and now from this expression, that is 9, obtain the value of K, then substitute K in equation 2 and 4 to get sigma S and sigma C. Okay, so you substitute the value in equation number 2, that is this sigma S m sigma C A minus K by K. So you substitute the value of K here, you will get sigma S, and in substitute the value of K in expression 4, you will get sigma C. Okay, so this is how you can find the combined stresses on a chimney due to self-weight, wind load and temperature. So we stop here, and in the next class we'll discuss the temperature stresses in the horizontal reinforcement due to the combined effect of self-weight, wind load and temperature. If you have any doubt, we can discuss now.